You need to look at the dancers that you are working with, and you foresee in certain roles. I was also told by my teacher, my mentor, Tatiana Alexandrovna, to always schedule one, if possible, two classical full-length ballets in every season, because it is with classical full-length ballets that classical ballet dancers grow. And all these modern, contemporary, different styles of dancing can be inserted, but it's a must-have to always have at least one or two classical full-length ballets. And for this season, I chose Don Quixote. It's not actually by accident, it's also the most realistically feasible ballet to perform when you have a smaller company. It's very hard to perform big ballets like Swan Lake or La Bayadere when you have a smaller company. And the smaller number of dancers is because of the pandemic. We had to send a lot of dancers home. A lot of dancers retired, are now doing something else. And very few have actually stayed on. Also, you have to study the market as well. In the Philippines, Filipinos like story ballets. They can't really relate much to abstract, like segmented divertissement where there's no real story. So Don Quixote again is perfect because of that there's a funny, amusing story behind the man from La Mancha in search of his Dulcinea. Well, as far as injury prevention is concerned, dancers, they're one of the most stubborn people, the stubborn creatures. They're performing athletes, so they work with their body as their instrument for their art. And when something is wrong with that body, with that instrument, a lot of dancers just choose to ignore it and power through. It takes a lot of maturity and wisdom to actually take a step back and say, okay, I'll sit this one out and have a more long-term vision for my, my career. A lot of dancers, they tape, they do all sorts of things to be able to power through. And I don't believe in that. I think I did it sometimes when I was a dancer. I can be very stubborn also, but again, with age comes wisdom. So I feel that now, especially, there's a lot of help for professional dancers. There's a lot of different workouts. There's Pilates, there's gyrotonics, there's all sorts of different, when I was a dancer, we didn't even have a roller. I said, what's a roller? What's that? And now I see these dancers coming into class with a roller, a ball, a massager, a band, a TheraBand. I'm like, wow, all of these yoga mat, and everything else. I used to just do a split on the floor to prepare for class. So there's a lot more of the science behind the training already, and there's a lot of advancement in physiotherapy, in injury prevention, and I think that's one thing that the dancers of today really have an advantage over. The dancers of today, though, I think what's very difficult about their position is, as professional dancers, is everyone is expecting you to be proficient in all the different styles of dancing, whether it's classical, neoclassical, contemporary, jazz, flamenco, all the different kinds of dancing, and you have to be good at jumping from one style to the next from one different teacher or from one different coach or from one different choreographer to the next, who's demanding very different aspects from you as an artist, as a performer. And I think that can lead to a lot of serious injuries as well if you're not ready and if you're not trained for that. So there's a very different climate now. There's a lot of support, but there's also a lot of demands on the professional dancer of today.